SSLs don't think through every decision. We let our instincts and muscle memory take over. This is around the time where everything started to click, my car felt super smooth, and I was doing everything I wanted to. Here, I'm not thinking dribble the ball and then get that pad and then the next pad, and then I see that pad, so I'm gonna turn here. And you specifically don't want to do this in game. It reduces your reaction time and makes you play slower. I lock into one focus point, the center of the ball. Everything else is just in the background for me. I'm aware of the pads, but I'm not looking directly at them. It's more like peripheral awareness, not decision making. I usually have music on, it helps me relax and just focus. So instead of thinking, dribble, boost, turn, recover, I just stay in motion. My eyes stay on the ball, and it's like my movement just does everything for me. And that's pretty much what puts me into flow. It's not thinking more, just filtering less. Just like walking in real life, so you don't actually think about walking, kind of just do it. And I mentioned this in my last video, and I'm mentioning it again because it's just such a good analogy. And as soon as it gets to that point where it just feels like walking, well, that's where mechanics feel automatic. And I'm gonna show you how to actually make mechanics automatic here in the next clip. One thing that completely changed my mechanics came from something I learned from the pro tournament. I stopped treating flip resets like a special mechanic. Instead of trying to use them on purpose every time, I started doing the opposite. I would go for flip reset setups, but I wouldn't rush to use the flip. I'd just stay in control and let the play continue naturally. At first, it felt like I was ignoring the mechanic, but what was actually happening is I was teaching my nervous system that nothing in the air is special. A touch is a touch, even if it's a reset. It's not really something that changes my entire decision process. And over time, my brain stopped reacting to it like a moment of pressure and something special. So instead of thinking this is my reset moment or this is a flashy moment, I have to hit this. If I don't hit this, I'm gonna look dumb, it became just keep control. And that's why my mechanics became more consistent, because I wasn't trying to force a mechanic anymore. I was just normalizing it. Another thing that changed was how I drove up the wall. Instead of boosting up the wall, I started driving up. Not because it's slower, but because it removes pressure from the play. When you boost up the wall, everything feels like it has to happen fast. You rush the setup, you rush the touch, and the shot comes out inconsistent. But when I drive up instead, I stay connected to the ball the whole way. There's no sudden speed spike I have to control. It just flows into the play naturally. Most players think being faster makes you faster, but in reality, control comes from slowing the decision making down, not speeding up the move. It's the same idea as lifting in the gym. You don't rush the motion just to finish the rep. You control it so every part of the movement hits every muscle. And that's what I'm doing on the wall. I'm trying to stay clean through it, so when I reach the ball, there's no pressure spike, just a smooth transition in the air. Tournament also gave me another idea that completely changed how I train mechanics. Instead of only practicing perfect setups for flip resets, I started isolating them in more natural situations. I chose cross map setups and awkward wall angles with different ball speeds, not because those situations are harder, but because they remove the feeling of control over everything. When the setup is perfect every time, your brain starts predicting the mechanic before it even happens, so you end up kind of forcing it. But when the setup is slightly different every time, your brain can't rely on prediction anymore. It has to stay present, and that's where the mechanics start to become automatic. So it like pulls you out of autopilot. I'm also bringing this back. I'm not thinking at all here. I'm not saying flip or touch, reset, musty. I'm not saying any of these things. I'm just saying, or I'm not even saying anything, honestly. I'm just using my senses like I said earlier. So sometimes it's clean, sometimes it's awkward, but I treat all of it the same. It's all pretty much the same touch. And over time, the reset just stops feeling like a moment in the play, like I said earlier. It's not special, it's not something hard, complicated, it's something normal. It just becomes part of your movement. And that's what made my mechanics more consistent. Not perfect repetition, but varied repetition with the same intention. At that point, mechanics stopped being something that I was learning, they just became something that I knew. The more I stopped forcing them, the more consistent everything became.